Hey guys, I have to say it, this interview was one of the best interviews BTS had. Indian BTS ARMY had been waiting for this day for so long.
I keep seeing clips from this one all over Twitter, all over Instagram.
Ever since the teaser of the interview was dropped on social media, ARMY had been going gaga. And now that the interview is live for hours, they have been trending on Twitter too. The host had such a good way of asking our boys questions, that they couldn't help but smile throughout the interview.
Do you think because there's so much focus on how good you look, sometimes it overshadows the fact that you are so much more than that?
Oh my god.
Good question.
She asked that thing, no way.
That's a good question.
But for you as an artist, to make songs and music inspired from difficult memories, is that a difficult process emotionally?
Another good question.
That's an amazing question.
Good ass question, let's go!
She knows exactly what to say to make them smile, man. This is really good. She should be like their official interviewer.
I really feel like the chemistry between the interviewer and them, which is like really good.
Namjoon just speaking English like a pro.
This woman is an army.
Yep.
Indian BTS ARMY.
Indian BTS ARMY.
दिल में रहते हैं.
I love this, man.
Oh, she is such an amazing interviewer.
Okay.
These are the best questions I've ever heard of an interview.
She did a lot of research and asked new questions that we've never heard before.
That was a 10 out of 10. Perfect. That's so fast. Namaste. Bye. Hi guys, my name is Shakshma Srivastav and I hope that all of you who are watching the show from your homes are happy and healthy. Now I know that most of you have already watched this interview, but I guess you can watch it one more time with me, right? With all the extra information that I'll give you, hopefully, which will be interesting. Oh, by the way, I remember waking up at 4:30 a.m. for this interview because, of course, South Korea is 3.5 hours ahead of us. So for them, what's noon or say afternoon, early afternoon is actually morning for us. And I'm such a night person. I mean, I'm someone who would go to sleep at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm not proud of it. So please don't get inspired by that. But I remember 10 days before the interview, I started waking up at 6 a.m. and started having like really strong coffee. Don't tell my mom because I'm not allowed to have coffee. So don't tell her. But I used to wake up at 6 a.m., have a lot of coffee so that my schedule is corrected, so that on the day of the shoot, you know, I'm not like a zombie and I'm wide awake and I can do a good job for ARMY. Okay, let's start. I love this loading. Just adds a little bit of suspense. I don't know why.
We're together for India. Stay strong.
We have to talk about your voice. Why don't many people talk about his voice? I mean, in terms of like the media and interviewers. It's just us fans. This teaser was so cool. I remember I sat and sort of like helped cut it and edit it so much. I worked on it like very actively because I wanted the teaser to be perfect because that was going to build the whole anticipation. So my guests today, they are singers, they are dancers, they are songwriters, they are philanthropists, and they are models, and they are very handsome. Please give it up for the biggest K-pop group in the world, BTS. More people should introduce them as philanthropists, right? It's such a big thing. They give so much back to the society.
Hi.
Please go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jimin. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Orem. Nice to meet you guys.
Hi, I'm Suga. Nice to meet you.
I was shivering at this point because the air conditioner is right behind me and it was directly, you know, like the whole draft was on me. It was so cold, it got really cold. And I was like, oh, worldwide handsome, of course. I'm so glad that he introduced himself as worldwide handsome after a long time. About the concept of the song and what was the most fun part about shooting it? So a lot of people were asking me how we shot this. It was obviously over a video call, which is quite obvious, but some people were still confused. So yeah, it was a video call.
Smooth like butter. That's all about the song. Try to give the positive energy and the danceable vibes to the world. And
smooth like butter. They really are smooth like butter in this. Don't you think like the choreography is so smooth? Love it.
Pronounce the English lyrics.
Yes.
Right. Okay, my next question,
yes.
Jin. I have
not
to ask you that when I was doing my research on you, I watched hundreds of your performances and you sing and you dance like a dream, but I went to the comments section. You know why I asked Jin this question? He is so breathtakingly beautiful, but for fans, we also know that he's magnificently talented. You know, he's a gold mine of talent. He really sings and dances like a dream and he works so hard for it. And he's talked about it. But I feel like people who are new to the fandom or people who are not in the fandom at all and know BTS just like, you know, superficially, always see him as the visual. And I don't like it because I want people to know that he is so much more than that. And except for the fans like us, not many people I feel like know that. That's why I asked him this, that do you feel, because when I've, you know, interviewed a lot of actresses from Bollywood. Oh! So when I've interviewed like a lot of actresses from Bollywood, I feel like they have mentioned it many times that, you know, people just keep saying that, oh, she's looked beautiful in the movie, but nobody talked about that one scene where I gave it my all and that one stunt for which I risked my life. And they've said it in the interview, which is why I felt like, yes, beauty sometimes does overshadow what, you know, your hard work. So I asked him this and I think he just gave a very witty answer. Section is, I saw that 90% of the comments were about how you are so like, do you think this was how you done? Very well said. Okay, my next question to Suga. I want to ask you that BTS of course has given us a lot of songs based on your personal suffering and pain. Usually when something happens to us in our lives, which I was so sure I wanted to ask Suga this question because I feel like it is so difficult, you know, when have you ever, you know, sat down with your friends and, you know, talked about a painful memory and after like 2 minutes one of your friends will say, oh, you know what, don't talk about it, you'll be upset again, and it happens. You talk about it for 2 minutes and say, oh, you know, it's mood off ho gaya. It happens. And for artists, for people who are songwriters who are actually using those kind of memories to sort of create music out of it, you have to feel those emotions again and again for a prolonged period of time because, you know, while writing the song, and you write a song over a period of time and then recording it and practicing it, and then if there's a music video then performing it, and you have to just keep going over and over it again. So I really wanted to ask, how do you manage to do that? Is it difficult? And I think the way he said it, that, you know, it's cathartic and, you know, it helps you release that emotion and it heals you. I think I was so satisfied with the answer, and I was happy that, you know, musicians have this vent through which music, something that they love to do, can actually heal them. It's so beautiful. I think he said it so well. About it and not think about it. But for you as an artist to make songs and music inspired from difficult memories, that means you have to go back and feel all those emotions again. Is that a difficult process emotionally? Firstly, I have to tell you what you did for the children in Tanzania was really cool. It was a really nice thing to do. Such a hero. For those who don't know, J-Hope on Children's Day donated 100 million Korean won to the children in Tanzania. 100 million Korean won. Violence. And in fact, all the members of BTS from time to time have donated money to help people in need, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know why more people don't talk about it. I mean, BTS really gives back so much to society, and they are like angels, and they really value what they have, and they never forget where they came from. And people just don't talk about it. This is so relevant. This is a huge part of who they are and why we love them. And people don't talk about it. Like, why? Please, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. My question to you, J-Hope, is that when people talk about BTS, they say most successful band in the world, they say legends of K-pop. They are legends. Probably every single artist in the world wants to be where BTS is today, but you are already there. When you have achieved that level of success, what is the next goal that drives you? What is the next big thing? What is that BTS dreams to achieve now? His answer, you know, he gave such a beautiful answer to this. I feel like, you know, when you are new in the industry and you have dreams in your eyes, there are certain things that inspire you. But when you are at the top, you have kind of surpassed all those inspirations, and now you are the inspiration. So what inspires you now? That's why I asked him this, that you know, you're on the top, and sometimes people who are on the top sort of lose their motivation because they feel like, oh, you know, I'm on top, I've achieved everything now, even if I put out like stupid stuff or like substandard stuff, it'll still work. And they kind of sometimes lose the drive, but BTS just keeps surprising us again and again, which is why the next question to RM was about that. But I feel like I really wanted to ask them, what is your dream now? It's like you always dream to become something. You've become that. Now what? What is your dream? I was so curious. I really wanted to know, and my God, he answered so well. And can we talk about how good he looks, like J-Hope? I remember when I saw the 7 of them for the first time on the call, video call. I remember looking at them and I'm like, wow, they are dressed so well. Like all of them are wearing like suits and, you know, like it's like a theme. And J-Hope with that blonde hair and with that overcoat, wow, I think he looks so elite and elegant. I just loved his look in this. I just absolutely loved it.
지금 정말도 꾸준히 음악을 사람들 영광과 많은 그런 즐거움 드리고 있습니다.
Beautiful. As I said, that
음악과 퍼포먼스를 열심히 하면서 사람들에게 좋은 영광과 많은 그런
the Grammys,
즐거움을 드리고 싶습니다.
Beautifully spoken. That's very well said. That's very well said, J-Hope. Okay, RM, my question to you is 8 years into the business. And I love how he leaned forward to listen to the question. And the fans are really I felt so good that he was interested. Felt so nice about that. Now, is it hard to sort of reinvent yourself every single time? Is it hard to surprise the audience and bring something new to the table every single time? You know what happens is when you are new in the industry, there's not much that you've tried, so you have so many options to try, and the audience will be like, oh, we've never seen him do this, we've never seen him do that, and things seem new. But when you have been in the business for 8 years and given the kind of variety that BTS has given to the world, I mean, I'm sure they sit and think, oh my God, let's do this. Oh, but we've already done that, and let's do that. But that's a little similar to what we did back then. So, you know, it's actually hard to reinvent yourself because it is always possible to do that, but it's not easy to keep surprising the audience because fans are really hungry. Okay, we want BTS to get the best choreography of the year. It has to be the best comeback, we expect the best visuals, the best styling, and the best songs and the best lyrics. We just want all of that with every comeback. So imagine what they must be going through. They'll be like, I think the fact that they love what they do so much is what, you know, is the reason how they are able to surprise us every single time. We're just so lucky that we have BTS.
Basically, it's never been easy. In average, we leave new twice a year, and sometimes it happen like that. That's what BTS is right now and will be forever, I think.
You are always so articulate, RM. When you speak, it's always so articulate and so intellectual. It's always a pleasure to listen to you.
Thanks
like,
for saying
really,
that.
he is so articulate. His voice and, you know, the kind of bass in his voice, and when he talks, it is so articulate. Like, my God, I can listen to him all day, and it's like a poem. Like, it's so nice. You just keep in a podcast. If you know, if there's an RM podcast, I listen to it all day, all night, like all the time. He speaks so well. Okay, my question to Jimin. At a young age, the impact that you have as BTS is so absolutely incredible and enormous in the world. But the thing is, there's so much scrutiny that every single thing that you might say, every sentence is dissected on social media. True. I mean, with BTS, it's like pictures which they have not officially posed for. You know, pictures which are like just random pictures of them walking to the car or like, you know, coming out of, say, a studio or something. They're just like, there are hundreds of pictures like that unofficially clicked. And then they go on the internet and then like 10,000 people are talking about it. And I feel like people have their own stories as to what is happening in the picture, which might not even be true sometimes. So I feel like I always thought, does that put them under pressure as to, you know, the moment they see cameras, do they feel like, oh, I need to change my behavior, and, you know, I need to make sure that nothing wrong goes out, nothing that can be misinterpreted. I always thought, because the kind of attention that they have on themselves right now and the kind of scrutiny that happens afterwards is insane, and it's not easy to handle that, and I really think that they handle it so beautifully. They never complain about it. And I think his answer was so well said. Jimin, I think the way he said it, that of course, you know, there's pressure, but we have learned to use it in a positive way, to use that attention to influence the world in a positive way. That beautiful. Part Jimin. Media, every single picture taken is also discussed on social media. Can be in time. Okay, first of all, pause. Look at him. He is so beautiful. His face is perfect. Like, I can pause at any point and it's a wallpaper. Look at him.
우리가 더 커지지 않았나?
What the hell? How is that even like a human face? It looks like an advanced breed. It's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. Wow.
생각이 우리가 더 커지지 않았나 그런 생각이 듭니다.
Very classy. Very, very classy. Okay, V. We have to talk about. Did you see that? Did you see that? Let me show you again. He's my bias, by the way, so I was naturally nervous to talk to him.
커지지 않았나
Look
그런
at me.
생각이 듭니다.
Very classy. I'll go. Very, very classy. Okay, V. We have to talk about your voice. I'm like, V. I was so nervous. I was like, it's him. Now it's him. Voice. V. We have to talk about his voice. Beautiful voice, and it has the power to make the listener feel a lot of emotions, right? And it's sexy, and it's just amazing, and just keeps getting better and better with time. I want to ask you, it just keeps getting better, like fine wine, and polished it with a lot of vocal exercising and practice, or is it something that a singer just has to be born with, and no matter how much you practice, it's like, you know, how it keeps getting better and better with time, which is why I asked him that, you know, do you work so hard on it that it just keeps evolving and just keeps getting better and better? Or is it something that a lot of singers have said, that the emotions that come out when you sing, you have to work hard to make sure what you're feeling in your heart comes out in your voice when you sing. A lot of singers have said that on my show, that in order to sing with a lot of feel, you have to connect your heart to your voice, and that comes through meditation and a lot of concentration. So that's why I asked him that, you know, how do you make people feel the way we feel with your voice? Do you know, are you born with it, or do you work hard for it? I was so particular that I wanted to ask V about his voice. I just knew it, that if I get to talk to him, I'm going to talk to him about his voice, because it's like ethereal.
옛날에는 이제 먹어가는 발성이라고 선생님께 많이 혼났거든요. 근데 이제
He's so humble. He could have said that, oh, I was born with it, but he said,
이렇게 장점으로
I
바뀔
used
수
to
있지
get
않았나
scolded
싶습니다.
and I worked hard. That was so nice. Voice. It's like if you sing all night, the world will listen all night. Right? Okay, Jungkook. We all will. First of all, I love your hair. It's absolutely stunning. I love purple hair. I think, so I also had purple hair once upon a time, because I think it's a daring color to have. And I think he looks so good in that hair. Oh my god. And the way it's like styled, and Jin had purple hair, and apparently he did it on his own. Someone told me that when I said that is his best look. And Jin looked so good with purple hair. I just love purple hair, which is why I told him, I love your hair. Good choice of color. I'm so glad that when I got to interview Jungkook, he had purple hair. I'm lucky. Good choice of color. I want to ask you that BTS has had a slow journey to the top. You guys have had your fair share of struggle in the beginning of your career. I want to ask you, what is the one important thing that, like a lesson that you learned in that time, which is very valuable, something that you carry with you till now and will stay with you forever? It's a hard question, by the way. Imagine in like 8 years of your career, if someone asks you to pick one lesson, it is difficult, but then that's what makes it interesting, right? What is the one thing that comes to your mind when I say that one lesson from the time when things were not working out for you? Because those are the times that teach you the most. When things are going great, okay, that's great. But I've really understood in life that when things are going downhill and not working out for you, that's when you actually become strong. And you have the hope that you have to fight for the day when things are happier. You have to look forward to those days. So I really wanted to ask you, what is the one thing? And I loved how he gave credit to the fact that he had good people around him. That he's so humble. Like, wow.
진짜로 데뷔 전부터 지금까지 멤버들도 너무 많고 제가 이렇게 막 사회생활 하면서 하는 것도 너무 많고 모르겠는데 지금도 사람이 되어가고 있지 않나요?
I was so engrossed in his answer because I can understand Korean, like to a large extent. I was hanging on to every single word he was saying, and I was understanding, and I was like, oh, well said, well said, well said. What is he going to say next? Every time he took a pause, I was like, okay, what's coming? And then when they started laughing, I forgot to look at the other people. And when they suddenly laughed, I was like, oh, what did I miss? That's why I made that face. I thought I missed something. Okay, one more thing. Of course, because you guys have such busy schedules, I'm sure there are days when you're very tired. On days when you're tired and emotionally exhausted, how do you manage to turn up on set and deliver a performance where you're supposed to look happy and excited? You know what? This is a question I ask 99% of my celebrities, because I feel like we are all human beings and we have things going on in our lives, and sometimes things are not working out in our personal lives, or you're dealing with something, or you're emotionally breaking down, but then you have to come on set and maybe play a character which is very happy and excited about life. How do you do that? How do you feel happy? How do you do that when you're breaking down inside, or you're tired, or I really ask. I've got like the most interesting answers from celebrities regarding that. They all have very different takes on it, and it's so nice. Which is why I asked this, because they are really hardworking. They have crazy schedules, and in spite of that, they manage to, deliver great performances on stage. And I was like, how do you do that?
저희 팬분들
I love how he said we do it for fans. We have so much love for their fans. Raise 2 million Indian rupees within 24 hours and donate it to the well done, Indian Army. Very well done. Share a message for them. It will mean so much to them.
Thank you for the beautiful armies in India.
We are beautiful. You just said it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. RM called you beautiful.
As fast as possible. And let us stay strong in these challenging times.
Again, when he speaks, it's so nice to listen to him.
COVID-19, and we hope to see you soon, safe and sound.
Army, do not lose hope.
We're together for India.
I love
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Let's go.
Okay, I have to ask you this because the Indian Army wants to know, when is BTS coming to India for a concert?
We truly hope that the situation gets plain. Things are over. We're here right now.
Oh, we can't have
things are
an honor.
We're here for.
Oh, we can't have, wait to have you as well. It'll be such an honor if BTS comes to India. There are so many fans who are just waiting for you to come. They're already saving money for the tickets, by the way. Okay, we cannot. Sorry, I exposed you all. On our show, whenever we have a foreign artist, I'm sorry. It's okay. They deserve to know that we are waiting. Language Hindi. So, is it okay if I make you say one sentence? This Hindi. My God. You know what? So I always make a foreign artist say something in Hindi on my show, and with BTS I was so lost about what is that one sentence that I would want them to say, because I know it would be iconic, because BTS speaking in Hindi for the first time, it will be something that will be like that. That'll be iconic. And I wrote down like 50 sentences in Hindi, and I used to keep changing them word by word. And I used to be like, no, it should be this, it should be that, because I wanted the message to be special. So I kept on thinking for months, what is that one sentence? What is that one sentence? It has to be perfect. I can't go wrong with that. So, and I wanted it to be something related to dil and pyar, because I think those two things truly sort of express what we feel for BTS, right? So I was like, it has to be dil, pyar, it has to be love. What can it be? And then I finally decided it has to be aap hamare dil mein rehte hain, because it's so true, you know. It's like they live in our heart, we live in their heart, we both live in each other's heart. So I was like, yeah, I got it. This is what I'm gonna make them say.
Yep.
So is it okay if I make you say Indian BTS Army, you live in our heart? Is that okay?
Yep. Yep.
I love the enthusiasm.
Super.
Like, they really are so
Indian
excited.
BTS Army.
Indian BTS Army.
आप हमारे
Dil mein. Did you notice that they just, this is so cute. They're not just copying the words. They're actually imitating the tone in which I'm talking. They're like, aap hamare dil mein, which is so cute. You know, they're so engrossed in saying it correctly for the armies. I love this part so much.
Dil mein
Rehte hain.
rehte hain.
I love how RM did this. It was so cool. It was very like
Come on.
the feels.
Yes.
Love it.
What is it?
Indian BTS Army. आप हमारे
Dil mein rehte hain. I was like, I'll make them say it correctly for armies. That one sentence, army deserves it.
Okay.
어렵다.
Ha, 둘, 셋. India BTS Army. आप हमारे
Look at Jungkook. He's so cute. Just focus on it.
BTS Army.
Just focus on
आप
it.
हमारे
Look at him.
one more. Okay,
so
one more. Retake.
cute.
आप हमारे दिल में
I'm dying.
रहते हैं.
He said it perfectly, by the way, Jungkook. Loved it. And J-Hope's trying so hard. I love the way he's trying. I love it. Just look at them. They look so good.
BTS Army. आप हमारे दिल में रहते हैं. Yeah.
Super.
Yay! Oh, RM. So good. He and J-Hope are the two only people who said it perfectly. But oh, I love the effort.
It was so nice to have you on my show. It was my honor.
It was truly my honor, greatest honor.
Place. I hope that all the happiness multiplies into 1,000 times and comes back to you.
Thank you, Shakshma.
Take care of yourself. Bye bye. Bora hai.
Thank you.
Namaste. Bye.
I thought Jungkook. I thought you'd say the part in Blood.
There is so much, like there's so much discussion going on about this part. This part where everybody's like, what did you ask them? You know, can we have the behind the scenes? And what were you talking about over here? And so I'll tell you, I'll tell everybody. The question was that as idols, you are required to do a lot of dangerous and sort of dangerous stunts on screen, you know, where as part of your music video. So what is the most uncomfortable or awkward or dangerous thing that you've ever done as part of a music video? Because they do crazy things, and while it looks amazing, they might not be very comfortable doing those things, and they do it because they want to do their best. So I was like, tell me the most awkward thing that you've done on camera. To which Jimin gave an answer and Jungkook gave an answer, and I can't reveal that answer. I'm so sorry. They really went deep and they made like big revelations over here, which I truly appreciate, but for some reason we cannot release what they said. But what they said was amazing. I mean, they work so hard. Those answers were kick-ass, but we can't release it. I'm sorry. But then I remembered, because I'm ARMY, watching the reaction video of BTS of Blood, Sweat and Tears. I remember the part came where Jungkook was, suspended in the air with a string from his waist. While watching it in the reaction video, he said, I felt like my back was going to break. So I just randomly remembered it during the interview, and I said, oh, I thought you'll say that part in Blood, Sweat and Tears. To which he said, oh no, it's fun and I really enjoyed it. It's not difficult. So I guess he just said it like as a joke back then, of course. So yeah, that's there. That's the question, and which is why this happened.
You were in the air, suspended with your waist with a string.
그거 생각보다 어려운 게 전혀 없습니다. 그냥
He's so cute.
벨트 메고 그냥 위로 올라가면 자동으로 올려줘요. 근데 되게 재밌습니다.
그러니까 그렇죠.
못해.
Hey, done. So that was BTS on A Now featuring me. It was my absolute honor, to be very, very honest, to have them. I always wanted BTS on my show. You know, as a host, people would always ask me, Shakshma, who is your dream interview? Like, who is that one guest that you really dream to have on your show? And we all have dreams, like we say things like, oh, I want like Shawn Mendes or like Taylor Swift, I want BTS. You say those things, but you don't expect it to come true so fast, ever. Like, I thought it would come true like 5-6 years later. And for me, this is still a dream. I can't believe it that I actually got them on my show. And I'm glad that I could get them because I did it for armies. Every question that I made in this, I thought about like, what would army want to ask this member? What would army want to know? It was not about me, it was about you. And it was about them. So every question was something I felt that army would want to know, and everything I told them between questions was something that I felt that army would want to say to them. I felt like I was representing all of you, and I just felt like I had to do it responsibly. So it was truly like, and even while preparing questions, like not many people know, but I prepared 100 questions. I knew since like October that I was going to get them on my show. Of course, we can't reveal it. I didn't have the exact date, but I knew that I'll get them. That's how long it takes to get them, by the way. They're legends. They are kings. So over like from October to like say May, because this was shot a long time ago, by the way, okay, way before the release of Butter. We just weren't, there's a timeline in which their company wants the promotion to happen, so we shot it and we kept it, but it was shot like a long time ago, and we released it later. So I mean, I was like, what was I saying? Yeah, the questions. So I prepared like 100 questions, and I was like, I would wake up like in the middle of the night at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because I would just remember a question. Oh, I would want to ask this. This is a good one, and I would write it, and then I would go to sleep, and then yeah, that's how my months went by. And then when I had like 100 questions, I sort of like mixed them and altered them and twisted them a little to make them perfect and wholesome. And in the end, I cut and came down to like 15 questions, which were final. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna ask. So I worked so hard for these questions because I was like, if somebody is giving you even a minute of their life, then you should make sure that you respect that opportunity and you take it seriously, and you make sure you do justice to this chance that is given to you out of all the other people. So I made sure I worked so hard for this one. I really did. I always work hard for all my shoots because I feel like it doesn't matter how big or small a celebrity is. They're all artists, and they are giving you their time, so you better respect it. But for BTS, it's like it really was my dream to have them once, you know, to have the chance to talk to them. So I worked like maybe extra hard. But it was so worth it. It was months and months of preparation, and I remember there was so much going on during the shoot. I remember there was a huge storm there was a huge storm one day before the shoot or something in Mumbai, and I was so scared that, oh my god, what if the internet doesn't work tomorrow? What am I gonna do if the internet didn't work for this shoot? I don't know what I would have done. Like, I would have pulled my hair out maybe. Like, no, just kidding. But yeah, I was very nervous. I remember I was so nervous about it, but it worked all right. Maybe because I'd worked so hard, God supported me. So yeah, that was one thing. And then if you've seen the interview, I'm sitting, and then there's an iPad next to me which has the questions, but there's also an extra phone next to me where the group chat is happening. That chat has everybody. like the managers, the PRs, the people who are, you know, taking care of the technical stuff, the IT team, the producers, and everybody's there. And they constantly give you instructions and update you, you know, can you do this and can you include that and change your, correct your posture and, you know, move towards the light and do this, do that, this much time left. And there's constant, like chat is like running like that, and you have to keep tab of that. And you have to also pay attention to the members and think about what you're going to say next and the question. And it's so much, like it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So you can only see two sides, like me and them, but there are so many people who work on this. Trust me, it's like I'm so grateful to all of them for making this possible for me, because it was truly my dream. And I felt so happy that the Indian Army appreciated this. Not just the Indian Army, but all of you who from all over the world who watched it and liked it. I'm truly grateful, because I feel like all the hard work that went into it finally paid off. And I'm glad I could make you all happy, because it is so important to, if the fans are happy, that means you've done a good job, right? So yeah, it was about you and them. It was never about me, actually. It's just that it was a bonus that my dream came true in that process. Yeah, that's how I'll put it. So yeah, that was it. Thank you guys for watching, and until we talk again.